Sisters.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on this cold, rainy day. We appreciate you watching us. We do have a guest, but unfortunately, she came off for some whatever reason, but she'll be back. I'm Tracey, and I am one part of Sisters of Leisure, where we are living every day in seeking and understanding real events.
And I am Michele, the little sister. And I think our guest is here.
Yes. Hi. We can't.
Okay, I have to be back in my space. I was listening back there. I'm sorry.
Well, we thank you for tuning in. We have the wonderful, amazing Jurline Redeaux, MSW. And let me tell you how I met this wonderful woman. You know, I'm doing my little thing that I always do. You know, I like to inspire people because I feel that that's what we need to do, lift each other up. Yeah. So she reached out to me and she was like, are you, something about, are you?
I was like, it's you in my head.
Yeah. She said,
is you me?
And I didn't even know her. I didn't know her. I never met her. And she left her phone number. I called her immediately. When I say this woman is just an awesome person, she is just so inspirational. She's just amazing. I met her. I clicked immediately. So when you're able to click with someone like that, you know they got a good heart. Yeah. And I'm just so honored to have you on our podcast today. We really appreciate you for taking out the time from California to be on our podcast.
Well, Tracey, Michele, I am absolutely honored because number one, I believe in encouragement. And you just don't know, it was early if you think about it. Mm-hmm. So that means that I was needing that motivation. And Michele, it hit me right where I needed it. And I just had to say, call me, because what you're talking about, I'm living it. And I'm honored. I mean, I'm just honored to support beautiful entrepreneur, thinking out of the box sisters.
Yes. It's important. It's important to have to have people to you know, look up to you and honor you and want to, you know, be in your presence.
Yes.
And so Jurline, so tell us, what is it that you have? Tell us about yourself. Listen, Tracey told me that she has the book. And so tell us about your book.
Oh my God. Oh Lordy. First of all, I'm a social worker.
Okay.
That's the MSW stands for Masters in Social Work. And my mom and I had such a bond. And when she passed away, I just felt like nobody really knew her. And I wanted her to be known. Mm-hmm. So what conversations of mom came from, Michele, is anytime you know me, thank you, Tracey. I would say, you know what you say, mama? Birds of a feather flock together. It would be things that, you know, she did, right? But I can be talking to you, and the next thing mama would say, hey, one monkey don't stop no show. I'm like, who are you talking to? So it was like all of these things that she used to tell me. Treat everybody kind, because you never know when you're going to see them again. All of these things started coming into my spirit. It wasn't my degree. It was my mama's wisdom that got me to be in your presence, because she taught me these old things, what we call them, mother wit. And that's what got me so further down the road. And I just wanted the world to know who my mother was, because I think she was underrated. Moms are underrated. Let's just keep it 100. You know, Tracey and I talk about it every Sunday in my group that I run. My church picked up the book, Faithful Central here in Inglewood. They picked the book and the workbook as one of the small groups discussions, which I was so honored. Me, little old bitty me, you know, my book is going to be on a group, But one thing I wanted the world to know, it doesn't matter where you start off at, it's where you finish.
Yeah.
And my mother was humble, from humble beginnings. Clarksdale, Mississippi, sharecropper, third grade education, but look who she raised. And I wanted the world to say, when you see me, you seeing Ola Mae Johnson. Don't minimize who she was. And I don't think the family understood it, but I tell you one thing, they do now.
Yeah.
It's all about Ola.
Yeah. Well, I read your book and it was good. Now, is it okay for me to speak on something?
Please.
Okay. Like with your sister passing, at a young age, and what hit me was that you said Daddy wished it would have been me. Why would you feel like that though? You know
why? See, I'm so glad that, this is so deep. Because he was my stepfather. And that was his real daughter.
Okay.
And this is why I love working with children. People minimize the intelligence because God gives children insight. You know how some babies won't go to some people? Y'all know y'all done gave y'all baby be looking like, no. I believe, because I was only, maybe about 4 when Patricia passed away. I remember the sadness, but I know from studying human behavior, he had to wish, why my baby? Why not that man's baby? See, I'm not his. That's another reason why I wanted to honor my mom, because she didn't have to bring me into this world.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s, they had ways to get rid of kids then. Everybody think abortion and all this stuff is new. No, it isn't. They had some potions and all kinds of stuff that they could do if they wanted to do. She could have gave me away. So thank you so much for bringing that point up, because I never felt loved by my stepfather. And because it was a secret, can talk about it. See, that's why I said conversations with mom. I wished I could have sat down and talked to my mother about my biological father.
Yeah.
The bits and pieces I got from this person, and they're going to tell you anyway, right? That nosy auntie can't hardly wait to tell a cousin. They can't wait to tell you, but mama beat you to the punch.
Yes.
So that's why it's bittersweet when I say that. It's really deep. I'm happy that you went there, because even as a little girl, you guys, I realized that was his baby.
Yeah.
That was his girl, his only girl. See, he had 4 boys. And I just felt like when Patricia died, even pictures of him, he just took it so hard. And as a young girl, and as I started to write this book, I started to just tell my truths, because the family didn't want to hear it. He was gone, mama's gone, so nobody's being put out there. So I really wanted everybody to know, mothers make some big sacrifices.
Yes.
And nobody ever tells them, Mama, thank you for my life.
Do you think this is like a form of closure for you? Your book?
Actually, no, because I'm writing part 2.
Okay.
But you know what it is, Michelle? It's an honor, because it has healed so many people in my mother's name. So as far as who I am, yes, it is closure. I'm Ola Mae Johnson's daughter, and Willie Johnson is my father's. It's not on my birth certificate, by the way, because as you read, Tracey, midwives kept it real. They knew everything. They knew who my biological father was, so they put his name on the birth certificate. That's what I'm talking about. Because so when I ordered my birth certificate as I got older, it wasn't Willie Johnson's name on it, but we had to live this secret. And I don't really think it should have been one. You know what? He left her. Let's keep it 100. He left her in Mississippi with 4 boys and went to Chicago. That's why I talk about desertion, because my husband did me the same way. So when she met my dad, I'm her love child. I always believed that my mama didn't get love the way she should have had, but she must have got some love, because look who's sitting here right now. And I'm all about love.
Yeah.
I'm all about love. So this man who stepped up in place, my oldest brother shared with me before he died. He said, if it wasn't for your father, we wouldn't have made it. That's the best gift, Michele, he could have ever gave me. He honored the man that gave me life. I honor the man who gave me his last name. There's no dishonor. But if we don't get truthful about this, in a way, I do have closure, because now I have talked about the pain that my mom endured.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about your nonprofit, New Expressions. What is that about?
Oh my goodness. That is, Lord, when I retired from DCFS, first of all, the Department of Children and Family Services, I used to work for the largest child welfare agencies in the United States, probably the world, after New York and Chicago. Child welfare, that means taking kids, doing the whole 9. And I was bullied in the workplace by my own people. Sorry, got to keep it 100. And from that bullying, I left my job earlier than I intended to, and ended up working for my church. At that time, I was going to West Angeles, and homelessness was big it was during the time when people were losing their homes back in the 80s, late 80s. I retired 2008, 2009. People out here were losing their home. They were being foreclosed on because a lot of kids didn't tell their parents they had took loans out on their homes. So we had people coming to our church home about to lose their house. So me and my colleagues decided, let's open up a transitional house for homeless people. Didn't have not a dime. Tell me if God won't honor. Didn't have a quarter. All I had was about $3,000 left out of my poor little retirement fund. At any rate, I met some people who were looking for investors. So since I had the money, they came to me. They had a brand new house in Watts. Watts is a part of California. That's where most people know Watts and Compton. Low income, poverty. Now it's coming up. And they honored me by giving me the nonprofit. They had all the paperwork done already. I did open up a home called the Sankofa House. Sankofa bird is my logo. And that's how I got started. We only kept the house for 9 months because I was naive. Poor Jurline. You need money, right? I had my own mortgage, and homeless, when you're dealing with a homeless population, they have mental health challenges. It's not that they don't want to pay you. It's just that they finally got somewhere to stay. And with me being a novice, I didn't know this. So when it was time to pay rent, they didn't have a concept of, if we don't pay Jurline, we won't be able to stay here. Making a long story short, we lost the house. I gave it back to the investors. So, but for 9 months, New Impression kept people off the street. We were families. We didn't break up no families. We had single men. We had single women, families. It was really a dream of mine. And I was so devastated when we lost it. Let's talk about support. Why can't we get support? I went to my family members. I went to people I knew, hairdresser that did my hair so many years hey, I didn't help make her rich, you know. Why don't we support one another? That bothered me for a long time. $3,000. I mean, even if they would have just invested into that house, it was a brand new house. Imagine how much money that house would be worth $1 million right now. Because those people, Caucasian people, did not want to live in that neighborhood. They were happy to transfer to me. And what had happened, the guy that had the vision, their friend, he died. So they didn't know what to do with it. And then they said, this lady works for, they thought my church was giving me money, but I just okay, y'all want to go ahead and give me money, give me the house of my church, it's okay. But what hurt me deeply, and I'm happy that I kept it, I'm happy that I persevered. Because we gotta stop this, giving money to everybody else, and we don't want to support one another. But God says, Jurline, that's okay, because you still got the 501c3. Take the knowledge, go to the community, share your expertise around child welfare, talk about cancer. I talk about mental health awareness. I link people to services. So it wasn't in vain. And he said, you're going to get another house one day. So we all have dreams, but that's why I'm here tonight. Because you guys recognize I have a dream. As Tracey, as we talked about, we all have, God give each and every one an assignment. And he said, Jurline, your assignment is just purely and simple. You are on this earth to make life better for other people. And understand, you've been through so much, so you ain't gonna look at nobody cross-eyed, because you've been there. Everything they did, domestic violence, check. Food stamps, check. Section 8, check. So when people come and talk to me, they're not gonna get, oh, I graduated from USC with an MS. Please, I done been looking for me some food stamps now, but they won't give them to me.
So I want to go back to your mother's book, because, she gave without expecting anything in return. And a lot of us don't understand that process.
Yeah.
About giving without anything in return. Because I know I had to work on that.
Yeah.
So how did she do that? How did she pour into people and just was like, I just want to give all I have?
First of all, my mother was born to a teenage mom. My grandmother was only 15 when she had her. So I think my mom was raised by a lot of old, like cousins and aunties, and she had like old spirit in her, and being from the South, everybody shared. And most of the people who lived in the North, in Texas, anywhere, they came from the South. So mama kept that same value system. If I got a loaf of bread and you need a couple of slices, you can have it. So she kept that tradition of what we talk about now. They talk about shared living. That's all we knew was some shared living. I'm just mad they coming up with our stuff and they making money off of it. That's all we ever did. Every time I look around talking about we need to eat more vegetables, we couldn't get nothing else but some vegetables. Now y'all making money being vegetarians. We Africans were vegetarians by culture. Because we were mostly, before we came here, we ate very little meat. Because we value those animals, and they bought different things to us. And we before we came here, we were not really meat eaters. So all of these things that they trying to drive into us now, it just really makes me kind of mad, because mama said, here we go with mama again. I'm gonna cook y'all one pot of beans every week. If I would have kept on eating like mama, I wouldn't have to be trying to worry about how I'm gonna get rid of these 20 pounds. I don't know where they came from. Because she believed in what worked for them at the time. She didn't feel like she had to change because she moved from picking cotton to Chicago. Mama kept her same values. And her values were all about compassion, giving, and people trusted my mother. I remember women, we lived in the projects, and I remember women just coming over there talking to my mom about whatever the problem was. My mother never repeated anything. I never ever heard her gossiping about anybody. She was just a godly person. All her kids was crazy and wild, including me. She didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't party, she didn't club, but we did it all for her. So that's why I'm so amazed at how could she keep her sanity around us, because we were just all off the chain. But she never changed. She never changed. My mama didn't put any value on money and material things. What mama put value on was interpersonal relationships and anything she could do for somebody else. And I don't know where, God must have gave it to her, just like, and I got it from her. That same sense of, sometimes I think I give too much, but that's how mama was. I never heard her tell anybody no. If they needed a babysitter, she babysat. As I said in the book, all those kids who used to play in the backyard are police officers. They went on and did their thing. Even my own too. My son retired from the Navy. My daughter works for DCFS. She has MSW. But see, we're not giving back. We're just letting this go by the wayside. I want to be able to leave a legacy of givingness, of goodness. You know what it says, right? Goodness, mercy shall follow us all the days of our life. I believe it. Not that I don't have some bad times. I think I have them every day. But then I think about somebody saying, thank you, Jurline, for helping my mom.
Yeah.
So I was reading, your mama's sayings now.
I love that.
She had some. Now that don't make cat or dog sense.
Woo! My favorite. When somebody was doing something cuckoo, well, we would be saying cray cray. You all of a sudden, mama say, you know what? That don't make cat or dog sense. And you'd be like, okay, it don't, because it's stupid. It don't make no kind of sense. So you have to understand in the context, and the one I really like is Aunt Hager's children. Girl, I ain't know nothing about Aunt Hager's children. Aunt Hager's. Aunt Hager's children were bad actors. They did everything. They was the ones when you seen coming down the street, you turned and went the opposite way. Because they might cut you, steal from you, call you any kind of thing. So when mama talked about Aunt Hager's kids, I didn't know who they were until I really started studying the Bible. She's talking about Hagar. Remember, we always gonna chop stuff up with our ebonics. So I'm like, mama talking about Hagar. Hagar did have a problem. So anybody who had any kids by Hagar, they had to be showing off. I'm like, mama, please. And she was gone, y'all, before mama was gone. Before I could say, mama, why would you call bad actors Aunt Hager's children? Because it wasn't Hager's fault.
Too funny.
And the other one I like too was even iron wears out.
That one has gotten me through a lot of the Black superwoman, how we all supposed to be super women. Cook, clean, go to work, come home, all of that. I love it when mama would just say, even iron wears out. And it does. And these are the things that I purposed in my heart. Even iron. That means that she was tired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These things were telling me, now that I'm a mom and a grandma, a great grandmother, that you get tired. But then who do you talk to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's why I honor you for coming to the group. I honor you for purchasing the book. I honor you for discussing it today, because we now are creating a sister circle across the United States, where if I, like that morning when I reached out to you and you was just giving it, you were just being encouraging. The Bible said encourage you one to another. We don't encourage each other enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to get on the soapbox real quick, because sometimes we kind of, you know, it's important. We've been kind of taught to be so, you know, looking on the outside, looking at, you know, compare and stuff. So that's why, but we know better now. Conversations like this teaches us that, you know, we have to honor each other and love each other and support each other and grow with each other. So yeah. So
Jurline, how can, I'm sorry, Michelle, you still?
No, go ahead, Tracey, go ahead.
So how can people get in touch with you if they want to purchase a book or just know more about you?
My website, www.jurlineredeaux.com. Very simple, because my publisher said everybody should own their own name. So remember that, y'all. When y'all get a website, don't make it nothing creative. Jurline Redeaux is me. It's my website. It belongs to me. I can put what I want to put up there. And they also can email me at Sankofa. And I talked briefly about the Sankofa bird. It's sankofa.jr@gmail.com. And the reason I named it Sankofa, because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Sankofa, but if you do get a chance to see it, Google it. But it's the best movie I ever seen about why we did not willingly become slaves. See, everybody want to talk about, oh yeah, but no, we fought. It was resistance, but we don't ever see that part. But the Sankofa bird is always looking over her shoulder. You probably seen a bird looking back with an egg in the mouth, because she's looking back at the past and she's bringing what's good to the future. So that's what we need to do, sisters. We can't bring what happened. Let's bring the good. Let's bring the sisterhood. Let's bring some more Olas to the table. People who are willing to do and to give and to share. And I'm available anytime. That's what I made myself promise the Lord. If I could graduate, nobody in our family ever had a high school graduate. Only one person graduated from high school. I made two. Nobody made it to college. I'm the only one that made it to grad school. And I made a commitment to God. If he let me get out of USC, I would give back. So we got to be more cognizant. And you're right, Michelle, about on that soapbox. Everybody wants us to look good on the outside, but nobody want to feel our pain. I want us to be in a position where we can share our pain with one another and grow from it.
Yes. Well, I just want to say thank you, Jurline, so much for coming on Sisters of Leisure and talking about the book Conversations with Mom, Life Lessons of Love, Leadership, and Legacy. We just really appreciate you and all the knowledge you have. And I can just really see you doing so many great things. And I'm just looking to meet you in person one day.
Oh, that's going to be soon, because we're going to have a California meetup.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that? We putting that out in the air.
Yeah.
And God has just blessed me with a home that we can come to. You guys won't have to do nothing but get your airfare. We can block out the time zone, and we can just have our own girls night, and then we can tour the city, go to Hollywood, do the whole nine, and then go somewhere where we can all connect spiritually and come back new. That's what he told me, Jurline. It's not what you think it is. So follow with your assignment. That's what I want everybody to know that.
I love that.
Follow your assignment.
Follow your assignment. And the only way you're going to know it is to spend some time with God.
Yes, indeed.
Because we have to take time to be quiet to listen.
And guess what, y'all? He just fixed my internet so it don't work in the back. So I've been reading lately. Tell me if he won't shut us down.
Yes. Amen. Well, thank you again, and we appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
We're just looking to hear what amazing things that you're going to have in the future.
Anytime you need me to come back, and anytime I need y'all to come forward.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I love it. Thank you for the opportunity. God knows I needed you guys today. You have encouraged my heart and my soul. I want you to know that. Bye-bye.
Bye.